Welcome, everybody. Get out your chairs. Get off your arse. Vince Russo is in the house. And I know you wait every Thursday for this because you get no BS here, bro. You get no mamby-pamby, girly man, sissy Mary bull crap. You get the real deal, man. You get me. And everybody is welcome in the house. Come on in one by one. I see you taking your seats. Bro, what about the beard? Anybody going to put over the beard? Anybody putting over the beard, man? That's right. Mammy-pamby shit is coming to an end, bro. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. I am Vince Russo, and you are not. And this is Thursday Thrashing. Every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, I come to you live. I am live right now on Twitch. I am live on X. I am live on Facebook. And I am live on YouTube. And you can be a part of this conversation. But if you want your questions answered or your comments up on the screen, you got to do it like my friend CPB Station. You got to do it through a super sticker or a donation. Why, you ask? Because I am working. This is work. I am on the clock. You tip your bartenders, don't you? CPB, happy Thursday, brother. Sorry I've been MIA, family stuff. The entire pro wrestling bubble has become an echo chamber of delusional, out of touch, entitled children. Legit pros are gone. Marks in the ring. CPB, I could not agree with you more. And that is what we are going to talk about today. Why the whole obsessed Mark fake journalist problem has made pro wrestling an absolute laughing stock. Guys, if you want to know what I'm talking about, then I highly recommend that you listen to Castrating the Marks. Jeff Lane and I have been doing Castrating the Marks. We have over 400 episodes. We've been doing this show for a very, very long time. And the whole idea of the show was to expose these so-called wrestling journalists. And how do they get exposed? They get exposed by their own words and their own tweets and their own podcast. We use the things they say to show you what absolute marks with zero qualifications these people are. Space Dave, is this the Space Dave? The Space Dave? Oh my God, Dave. Dave was there at the very, 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 very beginning, man. I have not heard from him forever. How you doing, Space Dave? I hope you're doing well. Mothman, Raw on Netflix went downhill in 3 episodes. Well, they got a pattern, bro. And if you want to see how Raw is going to do on Netflix, all you have to do is see how it did on Fox. And I said that before Netflix even started. WWE starts off with a bang, but they can't maintain it. So then what happens, man? By week 2, they lose 37% of the viewers they had week 1. By week 3, they lose more. By week 3, they lose more. By week 4, etc., 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 until we get back down to USA numbers. Look at Fox, look at Fox, man. There's a track record, and they will repeat the track record because they can put on a mega show, but they have proven time and time and time and time again they cannot follow it up. There is no consistency whatsoever with good show after good show after good show, and that's the only thing that's going to build ratings. Consecutive good shows week after week after week, not putting everybody and their mother and their brother and their Aunt Tilly and Uncle Charlie on show one, and then show two takes a nosedive. That's not consistently good programming. But let's get back to the matter at hand. These freaking marks. Guys, listen to an episode of Castrating the Marks, and you will get to hear all of them. And you will get to hear how pathetic, imbecilic, idiotic, brainless, dickless, you name it. You will listen for yourself of how clueless these people absolutely are. Bro, we recorded a show last night, and the very last clip is Sappy Raccoon arguing with a dude who runs a parody account. It says right on the dude's account, it's a parody account. And Sappy Raccoon is arguing with a dude running a parody account. And he sounds like an absolute idiot. But the question is, who is the real idiots? Because you got Tony Khan and you got Triple H letting these idiots front row and center into these press conferences following the events. You literally, if you've got a podcast with X amount of people, they will give you press credentials to come to these scrums or post press conferences. You know, guys, I want to first explain something to you. I am a Giant fan. I know more about baseball in one little pinky than Sean Sapp knows about wrestling in his entire melon head. Okay? But here's the difference, man. I know I am a fan. I know my place. Bro, I could be running a Giants podcast with thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers or subscribers, and I probably could have bought half of them. We don't know. But here's the difference. I know what I am. I am a fan. I am a fan. I am not a professional baseball journalist. I am a fan with a perspective and with an opinion. And I never say that I'm anything more. So what is it exactly that makes the Sappy Raccoons of the world journalists? What is it exactly that makes them a journalist? I know I went to school for journalism. I actually went to school for journalism. I actually worked at legitimate newspapers, legitimate television stations. I actually was the editor of a legitimate magazine. I've actually written 3 books. So I have credentials to be a journalist. Sean Z, what's up, bro? Wrestling matches and rematches don't sell still in 2025. It's the storylines and the angles. However, that's not being shown in 225. Unfortunately, unreal. Sean Z, you are dead freaking on. I watched Raw the other night for 3 freaking hours. I was begging them to give me one story. I'm begging you to give me one story in 2.5, 3 hours. Nothing. So what exactly are your credentials as a journalist that you're on the phone all day trying to get gossip from your sources? You're on the phone all day trying to get dirt so you can report on gossip and dirt, whether you know if it's true or not. And at the end of the day, man, all it is hearsay. All it is chatter. All it is a game of telephone. You call yourself a journalist because you're a gossip monger. You know what you really are, bro? You're an embarrassment. You are an embarrassment. But unfortunately, those running these wrestling companies have let these absolute marks, obsessed fans come inside, man. Come inside my house, man. Take a front row seat. Ask John Cena a stupid Mark question.
More Markish. You can't, bro. You can't. Other than,
yes,
I want to sniff Samoa Joe's underwear.
There you go, bro. There you go, man. Thank you, Final Boss, for that blurb. Who's worse, bro? The marks, the obsessed fans who label themselves their journalists, and just because they give themselves that label, they believe they are? Like I said, bro, go listen to Castrating the Marks and listen to how brain dead these freaking marks are. But who's more brain dead, bro? Them or those in management, those running the companies that are letting these people in? Who's more brain dead? The people covering wrestling today have made it an absolute embarrassment, bro. Sean Z, where is the E in WWE? It's not entertainment. You're right about that, man. You are right about that. You know, I got to tell you, man, it makes me laugh because here's what you got to think the mindset is of Tony Khan, AEW, Triple H, and the WWE. Here's what you got to think the mindset is. Let the marks in and they'll talk about us. And any publicity is good publicity. So what they're doing is they're using the marks. They're making the marks feel like big deals by giving them press passes and allowing them to have access to the talent. What's that game they played? Do if you dare if you do, whatever the hell it was. They're working the marks to talk about them. That's exactly what they're doing. The marks don't realize they're being worked. Why? Because they're marking out. Oh my God, I'm at this press conference and Triple H is 10 feet in front of me and I'm going to get to ask Rhea Ripley a freaking question. So yeah, bro, to keep those press passes coming, they talk about the product and they put over the product. And that's why the WWE has them there. But here's what you don't understand. If by chance you listen to any of those podcasts or you read any of their tweets, you see how freaking cringe it is. And you see how immature it is. And you see how just hack it is. And then I'm looking at these people and I'm saying to myself, The WWE lets these people in press conference? I cannot imagine a bona fide member of sports media, a man or a woman covering any sports franchise in any sport. I can't imagine them carrying on like a Sean Sapp or carrying on like a Dave Meltzer and being allowed to attend press conferences. You know why they wouldn't be allowed? I'll tell you why. Because legitimate sports, UFC, guess what? They're only letting legitimate press in. They're only letting pros in. The only one letting the fans in is wrestling. Wrestling are letting the fans, the marks, come to post-event press conferences. And it's freaking cringe. And here's the bigger issue. They have created a problem because these marks now actually believe that they're part of the business. Oh, man, if they sent me a press credential and they're going to let me ask John Cena a question, oh, now I'm part of the wrestling business. So that's what they've convinced themselves, man. They're part of the wrestling business, even though they never spent 1 hour in the legitimate wrestling business. And bro, here's my biggest problem with all this. Bro, you can mark out all you want. You can act like fanboys all you want. You can embarrass yourself all you want. You can embarrass the industry all you want. Knock yourself out. But my problem is that they won't just admit we're fanboys. We're not professionals. We're not journalists. We are fanboy marks who have a wrestling podcast. Because at the end of the day, that is all you are. Wes Hill, what is up, my friend? Sapp has been nice to me on X interactions I've had with him, but I was disappointed with how he treated Dr. Chris yesterday. Hope they worked it out. Well, Wes, I recommend you highly to go listen to Castrating the Marks this week. And you will see just how high level Sean Sapp is. You know, guys, again, man, the wrestling business today and what it's become is freaking laughable. And it is an absolute joke. And a lot of it has to do with the individuals covering it because they're fanboys, bro. They're hacks. They're not professionals. And again, man, to add insult to injury, the WWE, AEW have opened the doors to these people. You know, I know a lot of people are wondering, Vince, how can we listen to Castrating the Marks? It's real easy, guys. If you have never been a Patreon member, you can go to our Patreon right now, patreon.com/Russo TWC. Get a free week of the brand. It will cost you absolutely nothing. And you can listen to Castrating the Marks and you can hear what these marks are saying on their shows and in their tweets and on their dirt letters. Absolutely free for a week. Patreon.com/Russo TWC. Indian wrestling fan, Vince, are you watching the Royal Rumble Cena 17? Yes, I am watching the Royal Rumble because the good people at Sportskeeda are paying me to watch the Royal Rumble and do a post show. Why are they paying me, bro? Because I'm a pro. Because I used to work in the wrestling business. Because I used to write for the WWE. Because I actually am a journalist. So thank you very much to Sportskeeda. Let's see. We got another one right here. We've got the king of 2K24. The companies allow the marks to be there. You are right, King. So whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? And like I said, bro, the mentality is if we let them in, they'll put us over favorably. And that is true. That is correct. But you really want to give these people credibility? You really want to give these people credentials? Bro, I literally want to throw up in my mouth when I see former wrestling figures on wrestling podcast that are freaking doing shows with absolute marks. And you could see it in the face of the professionals. You can see it in their faces. Why am I doing a show with a freaking mark, bro? Why? You know, bro, I swear, I love baseball. I don't expect to be doing a show with Buster Posey and Tim Lincecum and Logan Webb. I'm a fan, bro. I am a fan. And in my mind, I know my place, bro. I know my place. I am a fan. Until I have the credentials, I am a fan. And a credential is not how many followers you can have. If we don't all know that's all bullshit by now, seriously, anybody can buy followers to make that number look good. Anybody can do that. I wouldn't waste one thin dime on buying a follower. People who follow me, follow me. All my followers are freaking legit. But that is the problem. They don't know their place because you know why? They're embarrassed to say, yeah, man, I'm just a fan. That's all I am is a fan. And all I have is an opinion. They're embarrassed to say that. Plus, if they say that, then you will no longer pay them money. They extract money from you by saying they're professionals and they're journalists, when in fact they are not. Man, the true wrestling journalists out there, bro, they are few and far between, man. They are few and far between. But like I said, man, at the end of the day, you can't blame them. If the WWE is going to open up their door and invite you in for a front row seat, yeah, bro, you're going to take it. So at the end of the day, I can't blame them. Adam Gibson, we know most wrestling journalists are just marks who have conned other marks to listen to them. But is there a journalist that you like, respect? Well, bro, first of all, you got to ask yourself a question, Adam. A journalist of what? Wrestling? Wrestling's fake, man. Wrestling is not real. You're covering a fake sport. So in other words, if you're covering a fake sport, you must be a fake journalist. This isn't legit. It's not like baseball, football, hockey, basketball. It's not legit. It is fake. It is make-believe. Let's go to Clap Douglas. Royal Rumble entrance 2930, number 30. Man, bro, I swear I would pop so huge if Tony Khan came out a part of the Royal Rumble. Oh, my God. King of 2K, why should they do that when their image is Khan? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, King. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. But yeah, bro, you're a journalist covering a fake sport. Do we all understand how absolutely ridiculous that is? Like, is there such thing as a television journalist? Like, were there journalists out there that covered Everybody Loves Raymond? Was there journalists that covered that show? Was there journalists out there that covered Friends or Seinfeld or Breaking Bad, The Sopranos? Are there any journalists out there that covered television shows? Because that's what you're doing, bro. You're covering a television show. You're freaking marks. And WWE, AEW, not AEW, Tony's a mark himself. So that's why Tony's going to let the marks in. So forget that. Who cares? Triple H, man, what the frick are you doing? Don't you understand whether or not you inviting them to a press conference, they're going to cover the WWE anyway. You're the only freaking game in town. You think they're not going to cover you? Do you really believe that? They're going to cover you anyway. So you don't need to kiss up to them. You don't need to kiss their backsides. You don't need to work the freaking marks. They're going to watch the product and talk about the product anyway. Guys, I want to tell you, we got a couple of new shows on Believe. They are audio shows. They are free wherever you get your podcast. We've got the Coach and Bro Show. That is myself and Jonathan Coachman, both of us spending extensive amount of time in the business. And we talk about wrestling. And I also have Vince Russo, Before My Head Explodes. And that is a non-wrestling show. We drop 4 shows a week.
I'm trying to, like, I'm trying to imagine me going to bed thinking about Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah, absolutely. I do not go to bed thinking about Kevin Owens like these freaking marks. Thank you. Thank you, Final Boss. Guys, wherever you get your podcasts, man, they are absolutely free. Check them out. I know you'll like them. Adam Gibson, what about that stood Phil Mushnick? Oh, Phil Mushnick. Well, hey, listen, man. At least Phil Mushnick wrote for a legitimate newspaper. Mushnick wrote for the New York Post, so at least Mushnick was a journalist. I'm sure Mushnick had a degree in journalism. Sean Sapp, $2. I make 5 times more money than you do. Cry about. Oh my God, bro, please. Who's next, bro? Who is next? Because, guys, I am going to wrap that up. But like I say, man, listen to Castrating the Marks. That's all you got to do. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Listen to one episode of this show. It is a sham, bro. If wrestling ever wants to be taken seriously again by mainstream, by casual fans, they've got to start by separating themselves from the fanboy marks. That is it, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, man. Guys, you could contact me at any time. Official Vince Russo at gmail.com. Take care, everybody.